Osama, Skangachwa, Oza, Osama, Oza, Skangachwa, Oza, Skangachwa, Oza. We go! Oza, Oza, Oza. Hechuo, 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 Haria, Chuo, Haria, Hechuo, Haria, Hechuo, Haria, Hechuo, Haria, Hechuo, Haria, press up position down. Haria. We go! Abba! We go! Abba! We go! Abba! Go! Chuo, Haria, 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 Chuo, Nacho, Chuo, Haria, Chuo, Nacho, Chuo, Haria, Chuo, Nacho, Chuo, Haria, Chuo, up completely. We go. We go. Chuo, Haria, Chuo, Haria, Chuo, Haria, Chuo, Haria, Chuo, Haria, Chukwanga Chuo, Chuo, Haria, Chukwanga Chuo, Haria, 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 Chuo, Nacho, Chuo, Nacho, Chuo, Nacho. We go! 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 We go completely! Chuo, Haria, Chuo, Haria, Chuo, Haria, Chuo, Haria, Chuo, Haria, Chuo, Haria, Chuo, Haria. Chuo, Haria, 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 Chuo.
Thank you, thank you.
We go! We go! Cho-cho, cho-cho, cho-cho.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, a lot of energy there, a lot of great entertainment from the Defense and Security Choir. Wonderful stuff. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get into statements very shortly, but before that happens, just so that everybody is aware, one more time, in case you're just enjoying this occasion, we are celebrating 59 years of independence anniversary in the country, and it is more entertainment just before we get to speeches, keynote speeches from their excellencies. Now, there's one gentleman who has made a name for himself by imitating the Republican president.
Including the hand gestures and just, you know, the way he speaks and displays himself. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
Yes.
So we thought we could have the president to look at himself in a junior way. When I saw this gentleman, I was so fascinated. So as we were planning, how will it happen? He was speaking to me as if it's President Hakainde speaking to me. I said, gentlemen, can we plan this nicely? But for you to see what we're talking about, put your hands together for Zambia's 7th President, Junior Bali. He's doing things methodically. Just wait.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to see you here. Madam, I'm so excited. Huh? I'm very happy. You know, as we are committed in terms of work, just like what I said. I said, no more party after party. Vantu maganiza mungati she doesn't know the pressures. Niziyo ma pressure yano. Tichinja mingarato. Zachinja mingarato. Let me greet my friend. Huh? Huh? It is very, very important. Huh? Mulekutika. Good. You look nice, huh? Amazing. These are investors, huh? Hello, how are you? Wow. Zambia is a peaceful country, and I'm a peaceful president. Huh? We brought freedom of speech. Matasha. Swebo tuyanda kubereka. Mebo ndianda kureda rusumpubo. Development, isn't it? Huh? This is amazing, huh? Great. Let me greet you. My wife, she's looking very beautiful. Huh? Amazing. This is very, very great. Can I greet you? Oh? Yeah. Amazing. This is amazing. Great. My wife, Mutinta. Thank you very much. Colleagues, thank you. Thank you.
Let's give him a round of applause. Another one, another one, another one, another one, another one, another one.
Well, Franklin, that definitely shows us that a lot of people are inspired by the president.
Listen to that.
You can only imitate someone who inspires you, isn't it?
Now I'm confused. Is the president
Which
this side
Bali?
or this? This is becoming so confusing. The only difference is that where he has gone, there's no president of Tanzania. Just before we hear from our leaders, let's be entertained
By the UPND choir. Let's give them a round of applause.
Yatinaranda ufulu nitsiku lokondwera dimene Zambia tinaranda ufulu 24 Oktoba 24 Oktoba nitsiku lokondwera dimene Zambia tinaranda ufulu nitsiku lokondwera dimene Zambia tinaranda ufulu 24 Oktoba, 24 Oktoba, itsiku lokondwera, dimene Zambia tinaranda ufulu. joy, joy, joy. Iwe joy, 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 joy. Iwe joy, joy, iwe joy, joy. Iwe joy, 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 joy. Zambia, Zambia.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. They deserve a round of applause for lifting our spirits. Yes, indeed, and making us all remember what it is we are here for. It's really good to see this response as Zambia celebrates 59 years of independence. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have the rare privilege of being able to listen to presidents of two countries that love each other. Great history between them and a great future ahead. And the celebrations today have turned out well. I mean, you're there and I'm here. You're a mother, I'm a father. Yes, you agree?
Agreed.
Great. And in leadership, there's a similar pattern. So we've been given the privilege of sharing the two presidents, right?
Oh, yes. So, would you allow me to take my pick? You take your pick? How do we do it?
Well, they say ladies first, which, you know, painfully, yes, ladies first.
Okay, as a lady, I'll choose the lady president.
Okay.
Right.
I'll choose my president,
Great. Our president.
our president. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is now my rare honor, privilege to invite to the podium for a keynote speech to not only the nation of Zambia and Tanzania, but to the continent and the world on the occasion of Zambia's 59th independence anniversary. Please, let's make welcome His Excellency, the 7th President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema.
You may take your seats, please. Please take your seats. Thank you very much. One Zambia? No, I'm not hearing your answer. One Zambia. One nation. One people. Let's start again. One Zambia. One nation. One people. Thank you very much. Let me acknowledge the presence of Her Excellency President Samia Suluhu Hassan of the United Republic of Tanzania. For some Zambians who may not be fully aware of the arrangement there, United Republic of Tanzania incorporates the mainland Tanzania, of course, mainland Tanzania, and the islands that include Zanzibar. So it's important that we are aware that our guest of honor is the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, incorporating the mainland and the islands, some islands. Your Excellency, let me also recognize the ministers and senior government officials that you have traveled with from Tanzania into Zambia, your second home. I also wish to recognize my colleagues, other cabinet colleagues from our own cabinet, provincial minister who is here, I'm also aware that we have former vice presidents seated on that table and their dear wives. But more important, that on that table sits our Republican Vice President, Madam Narumango. Is the husband there? Oh, okay. He is present in spirit. He is present in spirit. I am not giving these recognition checklists by seniority or by priority after the visiting president. I'm simply mentioning the people that are present, but Vice President, thank you for sitting on the same table with your predecessors. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. And thank you to the former Vice Presidents and your wives for coming to this occasion. I'm aware that we have the judiciary, leadership of the judiciary here, Deputy Chief Justice. We have also the leadership of Parliament, the three arms of government, obviously the executive and judiciary and legislature. So thank you to the Deputy Speaker for being present here. And I was explaining to President Hassan that three arms of government, one of them is run by the Speaker, who is a lady, and the Deputy Speaker is also a lady. So I think we are moving somewhere in that regard. I wish to recognize also our service chiefs that are here, and indeed our members of parliament, our mayor, and the councillors. Important to recognize our partners, our cooperating partners, who I'm not sure why we sit them in one corner. Next year, I would like them to be sandwiched amongst ourselves, as opposed to sitting them in a special corner there. So they need to chat to our ordinary people at an occasion like this. It is also important for me to recognize the former First Ladies. I'm scanning around and I've spotted one of them, and there could be more than. I spot two of them there, so there could be more here. So, you former First Ladies, you're truly welcome here. Very good to see you and seated together there. Yeah. Next time I'll change the seating, propose, so you can sit with vice presidents on that table, wherever the table will be. But I'm also conscious that there are former cabinet ministers, former leaders that are here, and many who served this country over the years. So I was saying Your Excellency is there, High Commissioners, Ambassadors, our cooperating partners, and indeed, it's not by a deliberate act that I would omit a particular group, but in the cooperating partner group, I know the UNDP team is here, COMESA team is here, I believe the World Bank, IMF colleagues are here, also a number of local civil society organizations, very important to our governance. They are also here. And leaders of political parties, including our own United Party for National Development, our partners in the alliance. I see. And other political leaders in this our democratic country, constitutional democracy. So we are also happy to have other ladies and gentlemen and the media that is ever present with us. As you were last night, as always, you are here. We acknowledge your presence. We appreciate the role that you play in disseminating whatever we do as newsmakers. This is a special day, guest of honor, President Samia Suluhu Hassan. This special day for us, 24th October of each year, is when we remember, we recount, we express our respect to our freedom fighters. Zambians from all corners of this country. Then we were 9 provinces at the time. We were 9 provinces. We are now 10. But citizens, ordinary citizens in the markets, guest of honor, farmers. I know where I was born. I do remember as a young kid, very young kid, when our grandfathers and mothers were contributing anything they had towards the struggle. A chicken, a cow, a whistle, Your Excellency, President of Tanzania, a whistle which was used in a special way. When it was blown in certain sound, it sent a message of warning or movement. So even those who contributed a whistle did a great job towards our liberation struggle. Traditional leaders who are present here performed tremendous functions, and we recognize all the traditional leaders that are present here. All of you. Madam President, Your Excellency, church leaders did their own thing. After praying, if it was a Sabbath or a Sunday, information was communicated, messages were communicated to the population to go and do something, to organize somebody, so as we could have a concerted fight against colonialism to liberate ourselves. What a band of great citizens of Zambia. What courage those colleagues had. And mind you, Your Excellency, they were less endowed in terms of skill sets, in terms of formal education, but a strong sense of purpose, unity, drove them to work across any artificial barrier. Women, we had a strong woman leader called Julia Chikamoneka, a woman like you, Your Excellency, very strong woman, who did heroic things to send a message. British High Commissioner is not against you, but it's just history, against the colonial masters, the British, that it was time to allow Zambians to rule, to govern themselves. And that lady did strange things. I'm not too sure if ladies of today could do what she was able to do. But I'm sure they're able to do those things in a different way, to send a message. So we thank, collectively, we stand here. For me, I stand here, Your Excellency, guest of honor, as president of this country, only because those freedom fighters worked as a team to liberate us, and therefore allow some of us to go to school. That's the only reason I'm standing here as servant of the people. Without that independence on October 24th of that year, by the way, 1963 is really when we got our independence, but we formalized it in 1964, because 1963, I was whispering to the guest of honor that we had an election. There was the European or Colonial Party, and then 2 local parties, indigenous parties. None of the 3 parties could form government. They never got enough votes to form government. And the temptation then, because the rulers were the colonizers, was for any of the 2 local parties, African National Congress and United National Independence Party, UNIP, could have been tempted to go into an alliance with a colonial party. But out of a clear sense of purpose to liberate our country, these 2 parties, which were basically very vicious competitors, ANC and UNIP, decided to come together, to join hands, to form government that led to our formal independence in 1964, 24th October. So I would like at this point to invite all of us to give a round of applause to these gallant citizens who worked to deliver freedom for us today. Let's clap for them. One Zambia, one nation, nothing beats unity. And we, as the generation of today, must carry that lesson. Nothing beats unity. We may have issues, even in the home. We may have issues in the business we work in. We may have issues in the church. We may have issues in central government, in local government. But something must bind us together. That is unity of purpose. And to demean, to put aside any issues that may have some artificial division, divisive issues, put those aside and carry forward the struggle then for independence, political independence, freedoms, liberation. Now, to be honest, to carry on the agenda of economic and social liberation. Accelerated development, equitous distribution of resources, developmental resources, for investment, for trade, so we can grow the economy, we can create jobs for our people. First, education, hence the free education, madam. We're very proud that since we delivered the free education policy, classrooms are overflowing with children who were out of school. We're very proud of that. Very proud of that. So we can take care of the sick, the differently abled, or those that live with disabilities. So we can look after the old. We can look after the retired. We can only do those things by working the resource endowment that God gifted us with in the diversity that we hold these resources. But managing ourselves properly in an organized way, as my imitator was saying, in a methodical way, in a deliberate way, in an intentional way, only then we're able to carry on the touch of liberation, in this case, economic and social. As I said, offer opportunity to our youthful population. That's how important this day is. That's how great this day is. We must all cherish, celebrate, thank those who did spectacular things, as I said. I also want to thank, on behalf of the people of Zambia, those recipients today that we've honored for their contribution in many ways, different situations, to save someone's life, like what the lady did, to pick a child dumped. I can't understand how a human being can carry a pregnancy for 9 months, a gift from God. Many women would like to be pregnant, but they cannot be. Now, one of us is pregnant, One of us, you have heard my usage of words. One of us is pregnant. You carry the pregnancy for 9 months. You give birth to a gift, God's gift, and you choose to dump it in a pit latrine. I can't understand. I can't figure it out. How someone can do a thing like that, no matter the circumstances. So there's a kid dumped in there. Of course, to die. But assume if your mother acted like you, would you be alive today? Why would you do a thing like that? Anyway, these things do happen, and we must work hard to ensure less and fewer of such things happen. But there is somebody, a lady we have honored today, going out there to go and pick that baby from the pit latrine. Save that baby. Save that soul, that Zambian, who may become the next president of this country. We want to thank you, madam, and your other colleagues. Madam President, Your Excellency, let me return to you, or come to you. We are so thankful to you, your government, the Tanzanian people, for allowing you, for you to come, for them to allow you to come here to grace this important occasion I've just described. You have a lot of work to do in Tanzania, in our sister country, Tanzania. A lot of work. But to choose to spend 3 days with us, asante sana. Asante sana. Thank you very much. Ziko mkwambili. You have brought with you a sizable group of people, including business people. I must have acknowledged the presence of business people in this gathering. We appreciate you. You work the economy. You create the jobs. Madam President, thank you for that gesture. The two countries are Siamese twins. Tanzania and Zambia are Siamese twins. By geography, attached. I'm sure you're wondering why I'm using Siamese twins. What are Siamese twins? They are attached, isn't it? So we are attached. We are co-joined. Long border that we share. People-to-people relationships. Marriages, business partners, government-to-government relationships. Many, many things that I can talk about here. When our southern roots were shut from access during the freedom struggle for independence, where I started from. Next door, what you know as Zimbabwe today was called Rhodesia. That country shut our export and import routes. And our two great leaders, President Julius Kambarage Nyerere and Kenneth David Buchija Kaunda, worked together to open that route through the Zambian and Tanzanian hinterland onto the Indian Ocean in Dar es Salaam. Tazara was born. Tazama pipeline was born. And many other strategic assets that today we take for granted were creation of our visionary leaders on whom we stand. They assured us we stand on them. And we have a job to carry on that journey by rehabilitating the Tazara railway line, the whole corridor, the pipeline, expansion, the gas opportunities, energy, clean energy opportunities, joint ventures. And Madam President, last night I said, we as countries, as a region, SADC and Africa, are keen to deepen our relationships, including infrastructure, rail, road, pipeline, optic fiber for communication, many digital technology, food, the basics. It's our job now. It's our duty, inescapable duty, Madam President, Your Excellency, to develop these endowments that we were gifted by God to better the lives of our people. We are working, Madam President, you know, as a member of SADC on the Lobito corridor, Nakala corridor, Baila corridor, the natural Durban South corridor, Dar es Salaam, Tazara corridor remains a cornerstone to the development of these corridors, so we can trade, we can jointly invest, so we can let our people travel for business or for leisure or to see relatives from the Indian Ocean in Dar es Salaam to the Atlantic Ocean in Lobito, in Walvis Bay. I didn't forget that. And we know we have your support. You and I are serving on the Troika, SADC Troika. You are incoming chair, I'm current chair. Next year you are taking over, I'll be outgoing chair. This partnership must endure for the benefit of our people. I have said enough. At this score, Madam President, Your Excellency, I wish to say Tanzania and Zambia are critical. Based on our history, friendship of our past leaders, we have a duty to ensure that the two countries work together as we deepen our partnerships, bilateral, regional, Africa-wide, and globally. But before I invite you, I just wish to restate our position as Zambia. We want our countries, individual countries, our SADC, our Africa, our world to remain peaceful, secure, and stable. In an environment of instability, we cannot advance the economic and social agenda. Impossible. So we look up to you, my senior president, and others, that we can stabilize our countries, Cabo Delgado, Eastern Congo, Sudan, West Africa. The impact of war, instability anywhere is instability everywhere. The impact of war in Ukraine, Russia-Ukraine conflict, we are feeling it. Imported inflation, cost of fuel has gone up, fertilizers have gone up. Now, Israel and Gaza, Hamas. Really, we can't have that. We already have enough pain. We cannot have that. We want to appeal to every leader around the world to act in a manner that will sustain peace, security, and stability in their countries, in their region, continent, and the world. So we can focus on trade, investment, economics, social development. Madam President, how delighted I am to invite you to the podium as our guest of honor respected guest of honor, to come and speak to these Zambians and their friends, Tanzanians, our diplomatic colleagues, partners, and indeed our former leaders, and through the media, to our two countries, to our SADC, to our Africa and the world. Your Excellency, President Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the Republic, United Republic of Tanzania, may you come and speak to our people on this occasion. I thank you. You see how good it is to have a good sister president who toast together
Yes.
at the end.
Yes.
So you propose the toast,
I'll invite you.
I will accept it,
Yes.
and we'll toast, and everyone else will toast.
Great.
Asante sana.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Your Excellency, Mr. Hakainde Chilema, please be seated. Sorry, please be seated. Thank you. Your Excellency, Mr. Hakainde Chilema, President of the Republic of Zambia, and Mama Hichilema, my sister Mutinte, and I recognize the presence of former First Ladies with us here. Your Excellency, Madame Motale Nalumango, Vice President of the Republic of Zambia, again, a sister of mine, and former Vice Presidents, Honorable Nelly Muti, Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia, Honorable Dr. Mumba Malila, Chief Justice of the Republic of Zambia, Honorable Ministers from Zambia and Tanzania here present, Excellencies, Ambassadors and High Commissioners, and other members of diplomatic corps, senior government officials from Zambia and Tanzania, religious leaders, traditional elders, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, Moli Bwanji. It gives me a great pleasure to join you on this momentous occasion to commemorate the 59th independence anniversary of the Republic of Zambia. On behalf of the government and people of the United Republic of Tanzania, I'd like to convey our sincere congratulations on marking this auspicious day. Congratulations, Zambia. At this point, allow me to convey, or humbly convey, my heartfelt appreciation to Your Excellency, my brother, President Hakainde Hichilema, for the cordial invitation for me to be a special guest and be given an honor to grace this glorious day. I say thank you, Zikomo Kwambiri. Relatedly, let me reiterate my personal appreciation to the government and the people of Zambia for the exceptional warmth and gracious hospitality extended to me and my delegation since our arrival in this beautiful garden city of Lusaka. Indeed, we have felt at home, away from home, but we are at home. Thank you. I'm overjoyed to see and witness the festive moods, your hearts oozing with patriotic pride, and mouths filled with gratitude as you salute the national flag and sing the national anthem, and of course, dancing with joy. This euphoria is what many of us experience during our national days, because Independence Day serves as a powerful reminder of our hard-won freedom and freedom to rewrite our destiny. This day gives us a moment to reflect and appreciate the struggles and the selfless sacrifices made by our forefathers. Sacrifices that did not only ensure we attain our freedom as one Zambia, but moreover, we keep our freedom as one nation. The Independence Day we are enjoying today is because our founding fathers believed in a cause, fought for the cause, and set ways to achieve this cause. And here, allow me to borrow the words from the late President Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, who reminded us, and I quote, that when people understand a cause, become prepared to suffer for that cause, and seek glory and honor in such suffering, it is indeed just impossible to suppress them or the cause they stand for. End of quote. Today, 59 years later, as we gather here, let us remember the unity and diversity that makes Zambia a strong nation. Let us rekindle and reconnect with our history. Let us assess our progress, and let us reaffirm our commitment to build a better future for all. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this year's theme says accelerating national development through equitable distribution of resources. It's a very relevant theme and timely, not only to Zambia, but also to other African countries, including my own Tanzania. It reminds us that the noble struggle for independence was envisioned to make Africans masters of their own destiny, not only politically, but also in terms of economic advancement and improving their people's well-being. This theme also resonates with the Zambian 8th National Development Plan, which is designed to unleash Zambia's economic potentials. Indeed, Zambia's remarkable progress in socio-economic development is undeniably commendable. Your Excellency, we have witnessed with admiration the exemplary work you have undertaken in creating national cohesion, in building sustainable development for all Zambians. Tanzania recognizes the significance of these values, and we have consistently championed them within our borders and internationally. With this shared commitment in mind, we in Tanzania firmly believe in Zambia and the resilience of its people, trusting that you will continue to uphold these values with unwavering determination. Your Excellency, we welcome your engagement efforts at the regional level, and in August 2022, I was honored to host you on your first state visit in the United Republic of Tanzania as part of your efforts to engage with neighboring countries. We discussed and agreed on a number of issues, some of which we'll have an opportunity to discuss further during my visit and during my 3-day stay here in Zambia. I wish to note that people of Tanzania and the entire region have great hopes in Zambia's leadership at the regional level, including as chair of the SADC organ on politics, defense, and security cooperation. We hold the belief that under Zambia's guidance, our region will further advance its endeavors towards achieving peace, by extension, fostering an environment conducive for deeper economic integration. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, when we speak of equitable distribution of resources, we underscore the need for the people to be at the center of our initiatives. To the Zambians and Tanzanians nationals that are now listening to us today, I want to assure you that President Hichilema and I are believers of people-centered economic development. And in this regard, our two governments will continue to put favorable environment to ensure free movement of goods and people. To us, the geographical borders will simply remain as administrative lines between two people that cannot be separated due to our shared history, geography, blood kinship, tribes, and culture. And here, allow me to paraphrase the former President of the United States of America, John F. Kennedy, who said, and I quote, "Geography has made us neighbors. History has made us friends. Economics has made us partners, and necessity has made us allies." Those whom God has so joined together, let no man put asunder. End of quote. In the spirit of having people at the center of our initiatives, and in line with our ambition to further ease business between our two countries, my government has made a decision to allocate 20 hectares of land at the Kwala Dry Port in coastal region of Tanzania for consignments destined for Zambia. Furthermore, Zambia will be facilitated with a longer storage period, and this move will reduce congestion and delays and ultimately reduce costs for doing business in Zambia. As such, we invested that this move will further boost trade between our two countries and create more trade opportunities for our two peoples. This is the gift from Tanzania as you celebrate your independence. Apart from that, we have embarked on the modernization and mechanization of Dar es Salaam Port to ensure the port is effectively and efficiently, timely and seamless in its activities. I wish to call on the business community, which I'm going to meet them just after this gathering. So I call them, the business community in Zambia, to seize this unique opportunity. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as you are celebrating this important day, I'd like to assure you, our Zambian sisters and brothers, that Tanzania will remain an extended family member, a reliable friend, and a strategic partner, much as it was during the struggle for political liberation. We'll continue to be a friend for all seasons and complement each other in the drive to transform our economies. Our founding fathers were able, against all odds, to establish from scratch one of the greatest economic corridors ever to be built in the post-independence Africa. The Tazama, the Tazara, and Tanzam, all stretching along thousands of kilometers of forests and mountains, all in the quest for economic emancipation and political liberation of our countries. We will continue to take all necessary measures to ensure that this corridor remains vibrant as it was envisaged during its inception. Recognizing the need to ensure energy security and adequate power supply for our industries, we continue in our endeavor to link the Southern African power pool with the Eastern power pool. Understanding the need to understanding the need to live new milestone of our own, we will continue in our commitment to transform the existing Tanzania-Zambia Mafuta pipeline, Tazama, and construct a new natural gas pipeline from Dar es Salaam to Zambia. As we look ahead, I wish to reaffirm Tanzania's commitment to strengthen the existing ties of cooperation and bonds of friendship between our two nations. Toward this aim, our shared vision of prosperous, peaceful, and united Africa remains our guiding principle. I once again extend my warmest congratulations to the people of Zambia on this auspicious occasion. May your Independence Day be a time of reflection, celebration, and renewed determination to build a brighter future for all Zambians. May I now call my brother to come and have a toast together. Are you proposing?
Both countries will cover.
Yes. So now our sisters and brothers join us in toasting for the prosperity of our countries. Cheers.
Cheers.
God bless Zambia, and may you all have a wonderful national celebration. Thank you so much. Zikomo kwambire, asante sana. Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those were remarks delivered by Her Excellency President Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania. Hip, hip. Hip, hip.
No, we can do better than that. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Very much.
And before the President of Tanzania delivered her remarks, we also heard from our Republican President. They are indeed speaking the same language. They're on common ground, wanting the two nations to prosper and definitely taking the two beautiful nations forward. The Siamese twins, you would call them, and of course, a formidable force indeed. Well, we proceed now with some entertainment.
Well, that is certainly coming up, but as the leaders are toasting, if you have a glass on your table, no matter whether it's empty, please pick it up and toast with your neighbor. That's the whole idea, is to toast with your neighbor. You don't have to stand up, but just enjoy with your neighbor. They're doing it, let us do it on our tables. Take a bottle, take a glass, toast, happy Independence Anniversary. That is the spirit in which we are here. We are here to celebrate, and that's exactly. Thank you for doing that. Yes, indeed.
Celebrating Zambia at 59.
That's right. Thank you very much.
And we know that the mood is the same throughout the country. We hope in your homes as you watch television or whatever it is that you're doing, you will remember to celebrate this very beautiful day. And if you're from Tanzania, based here in Zambia, we celebrate you as well. In the words of the President, Tanzania will remain an extended family member, a friend all seasons.
So just before we have our food, there will be cutting of the cake, which will symbolize the celebration. That's almost immediate, so if the hotel is ready, that will be perfect. But to help you get ready with the cake, because of the cutting of the cake, we will have one piece of song to help us prepare for that particular undertaking. Ladies and gentlemen, the next act on stage to talk about the richness And the endowment of the Southern Province is Mpande, who comes on stage to entertain us with what he calls Kujundu. As we
Mwapona
prepare
buti
for
basa.
Kajundu.
Mwapona buti. I can't hear you. Mwapona buti. Swebonko tuhira bamba guti uta swai kwimunzi. I can't hear you. Uta swai kwimunzi. Translated as the one who never gets visited is a coward. Ngati siwa kutandarira ndi wamanta. That's what we talk about. I'll ask the Minister of Tourism and the Minister of Information to join me on this one. Come on. Never even punch a man go marumo tata. Shungu na mutiti mamoso tunyaguri bingi inga nori poro gara gunka kusuga buti wasiga gukari pagutamu tupanga makesi tumuniga jisa isi himi gumabari kabega nyapagara gumasabuga ko tupangira turwe hajisa isi himi mumabari hati ube mukoti gumamba kuri marasha igutaruba ngombe ile tegu ya gusia ponga Southern power, come on. No bantu muri jambi twega muswa ya guri niswe bujundu Babujundu yawe muri jambi twega muswa ya guri niswe bujundu Yatime mugabore we jambi twega tukara era bama we Atinye mugabore kwa tukara guri niswe bujundu Yatime mubole we jambi twega tukara era bama we Yatime mugabore kwa tukara guri niswe bujundu wasiga kujiguni amaga kuri kosati oguye wajiganta tusegerera butebuzi kushimunenga ibombe baratambara tutigo nabura mugo apere gombe gokisi abaro gutima indandara mpeta irarira igutaruba mwamunze oguye gurwindi amara girarira tusegerera rwangurugo dobagarwa ninya bagaunda abagapepe bamunkombe bagamanga abamundia naromino girarira gamubora usamurya bomba ingamabora maribonera usamurya bomba ndaya atekwa muri jambi tweko tukara yawe guri marere mugabore ko tukara guri ndiswe bujundu mugabore ko tukara yawe guri marere mugabore ko tukara guri ndiswe bujundu ti
The Vice President had come to
Thank you.
do a dance. The Vice President is waving. The Vice President is waving. She came to celebrate you. She came to celebrate you. Right.
Thank you very much, Mpande. And of course, our guests joining in her honor, the Vice President, to celebrate. It's time for us to celebrate and jubilate as Zambia commemorates its 59th independence anniversary. Now, one of the things that is very beautiful about independence is that whether we like it or not, our Zambian colors come out. That is to be expected. And I think we neglected to mention just how beautiful everyone looks. We have her honor, the Vice President, in red, Zambian flag. very important cut there, speaking to the blood that was shed during the struggle for independence. We do have our First Lady looking very beautiful in Zambian colors, orange and green. Orange for our mineral wealth, green for our natural vegetation. She looks beautiful. We have there also our Minister of Health in red, representing the blood that was shed during the struggle for independence. And it's only right that we turn to the person next to us and tell them, you look beautiful. You look Zambian. We're grateful that you showed up in all those beautiful Zambian colors, just representing the pride we have as we commemorate Zambia's 59th independence. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time as we celebrate. One of the things that don't miss is the cake.
Right, and the cake is the next item on the agenda, and we'll now invite just the two presidents. Just the two presidents, obviously His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, and the guest of honor, President Samia Suluhu Hassan, to walk to the cake and cut the cake and help us to celebrate the beauty of this occasion. Once the cake is cut, it may be cut into more pieces, and we may not all have the cake, but don't worry, I will describe the taste for you.
Or better still, just smile very much at the waiter. It's been a tradition every time we celebrate our independence, we have the cake cutting as part of the program. And of course, the Taj Pamosi Hotel has always been on hand to provide and ensure that we have this scrumptious cake. I know Franklin is heading closer to where it is, just to get a full description of what is happening as the Excellencies cut the cake.
Well, the two presidents are cutting the cake together. I think they've started by cutting off Central Province. Let me check. Yes, it looks like Central Province has been cut off the country. The map of Zambia from where I'm standing has changed shape. You see, it's been cut off. And the two presidents doing it graciously. It's truly a brother-sister affair, trust me. You know the conversations you have in the kitchen when you're both hungry? That's what's going on here. The two cakes, nice little pieces on two plates. The president of Tanzania has fed the president of Zambia. That's not a rumor, that's true. And the president of Zambia has just fed the president of Tanzania. That is also a fact. Ladies and gentlemen, wonderful gesture that requires a round of applause. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
We continue to celebrate Zambia's independence. And of course, what's a celebration without cake? Very grateful that we have to do it. It has to be Zambia and Tanzania doing it together. Standing by to entertain us and to take us through another dose of entertainment is Mongaila, all the way from Namwala.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. We'll shortly roll out how the lunch is going to be managed. But for now, Monga Ila Ila Cultural Group with Shihundwe, a warrior dance, protecting themselves, protecting their animals, protecting their welfare, ready to shield each other from harm. Please take note of the beautiful pattern that follows. All the way from Namwala to come and entertain us here in style. Part of Zambia's rich cultural heritage. You have to be really ready if you want to conquer these men and women. They're ready for war, to protect what is theirs, to protect what is for the future generations, to protect their hard work, to protect Zambia. Celebrating Zambia at 53 years. There's always something to pick from this special, special occasion. The Monga Ila Ila Cultural Group with Shihundwe.
Let's give him a round of applause.
Unity in diversity. That is what makes this country such a special, special country. And passing it on from generation to generation. All the way from Namwala, showcasing, strutting their stuff, and no mistake must be made by allowing this cultural richness to be lost by any other influences. This is part of what defines Zambia. Ladies and gentlemen, for the energy, for the showmanship, for everything, let's put our hands together. Let's appreciate them.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Mongaila, coming all the way from Namwala. Now, earlier on, we heard from the president, as he touched on the importance of recognizing what our forefathers did to fight for Zambia's freedom and to ensure that we have the peace, the economic gains that we have as we celebrate independence. He referred to Mama Julia Chikamoneka and so many others, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, Hari Mwangankumbula, Simon Mwansaka-Pwepwe. We could mention so many, Nalumino Mundia, Humphrey Mulemba, Ruben Kamanga. And of course, it's from that statement that we realize that we cannot have a complete independence celebration without recognizing these very, very important gallant men and women. Some of them are gone, but their legacy lives on. And we still recognize those that are still with us, and we recognize just how important they are to this country.
Right. Up next, the men and women you're talking about have decided to showcase their talents. Of course, their voices may not be as smooth as Sampa the Great, but they certainly have memories to remember what it was like when they would sing and chant for freedom of this country. The next act, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, is by Zambian freedom fighters, and they need a lot of encouragement as they perform cha-cha-cha.
One man, one vote. One man, one vote. Freedom fighter. Freedom fighter. Freedom fighter.
Ewaleta, ubuntungwa, ubutende, amaisosere, namaendere, Zambia.
Freedom fighter.
Ewaleta, ubuntungwa, ubutende, amaisosere, namaendere, Zambia. Ubushiku bwa chachacha twachulire ngashe twalela la mumpanga kwishinge. Ubushiku bwa chachacha twachulire ngashe twalela la mumpanga kwishinge. Twalilombele kulilesa kwale sabani tumfire twalilombele kulilesa nabangeli bakwale sabani tumfire kaundolila nshi akaindolila nshi ndile chalo chesu nukuko mwachimwene twachimwene kukola nilese watupele ati mwe bafita na imwe mukale iteka imwe mukale iteka mulondola kakwala londola tupeni bamwisa mwe barwire chichalo mulondola kakwala londola ubushiku bwa chachacha twacholele nganse twalela la mumpanga kweshenge ubushiku bwa chachacha twacholele nganse twalela la mumpanga kweshenge twalilombele kulilesa nabangeli bakwale sabali tumfwile twalilombele kulilesa tumfwile nabangeli bakwale sabali tumfwile nga kaundolila nshi akaindolila nshi ndile chalo chesu nikuko mwachimwene twachimwene kukola
The president has left his seat together with the President Samia Hassan to appreciate the freedom fighters.
Tupeni bamwisa mwe barwire chichalo mulondola kakwala londola tupeni bamwisa mwe barwire chichalo mulondola kakwala londola ubushiku bwa chachacha twachulile nganshi twalela la mumpanga kweshingi twalilombele kulilesa tumfwile bakwale sabali tumfwile twalilombele kulilesa tumfwile nabangeni bakwale sabali tumfwile akaindolilanshi ngira chalo chesu nikuko wachimwene nachimwene kukola nilesewa tupele atimwe bafita naimwe mukale iteka tupeni bamwisa mwe balwile chichalo imwe mulondola kakwala londola tupeni bamwisa mwe balwile chichalo mulondola kakwala londola.
Thank you very much. The freedom fighters, very beautiful piece there. Let's give them a round of applause. Taking us back into history, reminding us of where we're coming from. It wasn't an easy fight, but they fought anyway.
Once again, appreciation to the freedom fighters, President Samia, Suluhu, Hassan, and of course, his host, President Tarehe, appreciating the freedom fighters. And they have done their very best, their energy, they gave it their all, and they truly are appreciated. It is time for lunch, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's time for lunch. I know most of us have been waiting for that part as well. And just to guide on how this will work, for our delegates in the VVIP tent, please remain where you are during lunchtime. You will be served. The other tents in front of me and behind me and on my left-hand side have saving bays right behind. So please do stand by to have your lunch. Look out for the saving bay that is right behind your tent.
Once again, to emphasize, behind every tent, there's a serving bay. Please, let's all go there in an orderly fashion. There's enough for all to eat and drink as we celebrate 59 years of independence. Of course, the VVIPs will be served. In the meantime, as that happens, we will be entertained and celebrations continuing.
Oh yes, the celebrations continue from the old and gold in the freedom fighters. We move on to somebody who's much, much younger. And she is saying in a song, freedom is ours. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Shinga.
nPoint ni zaidi ya habari. nPoint ni zaidi ya habari.